Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Real Estate Roundup. I'm your host, Emmanuel Romanis. Happy holidays. It's that time of year again, my favorite time of year, and I want to welcome you to the show. We have a very, very special guest who flew in from the North Pole just to be with us today, and he's going to join us a little bit later on. As always, if you want to contact the show, simply shoot us an email at realestateroundup@outlook.com. That's realestateroundup@outlook.com. First off, I want to address the state of the nation. Now, bear with me here. I'm not going to get political or start preaching to you, so just bear with me a minute. But obviously, as the result of the election last month, our nation is in a bit of flux. Now, we've been here before. My goodness, back in the 1800s, we fought a civil war over our disagreements. But it seems to be a little bit more contentious than it has been in a good while. So that reminded me of a story, a real story that actually happened during World War I. And it is titled The Christmas Truce of 1914. And I want to share this with everyone because I think it really puts things into perspective for everyone involved. During the First World War, just after midnight on Christmas morning, the majority of German troops lay silent their guns and commenced to sing Christmas carols. At first dawn, many of the German soldiers emerged from their trenches and approached the Allied lines across no man's land, calling out, "Merry Christmas." At first, the Allies thought this was a trick. But seeing the German soldiers unarmed, they too climbed out of their trenches and shook hands with the enemy. The men exchanged cigarettes, plum pudding, and sang carols together. There is even a documented case of soldiers from opposing sides playing a good-natured game of soccer together. Now, think about that for a minute. Just let that sink in. You're in the middle of a war, a world war, and on Christmas Day, the men actually fighting on the lines took it upon themselves to lay down their arms and share some time in human camaraderie. That's astounding. If they could do it, I'm sure we could do it as a nation and heal and move forward. I thought that was very appropriate for the Christmas season. Given the state of the nation, I thought it was a good tie-in, and it's something I wanted to share. Again, this was the Christmas Truce of 1914. It's real. It actually happened. It's been documented many, many times. So there you go. That brings us now to our running segment, Who Knew? Again, everything today, or most things today, are going to be Christmas themed. So, with that, bah humbug to Christmas, Ebenezer Scrooge has nothing on Oliver Cromwell. Stick with us, more when we come back.
And to this day, Chris, Scrooge is synonymous with greed or miser, which just goes to show you the impact Dickens had on the English language.
He's a hack, and his portrayal of ghosts is borderline offensive.
Huh. Oh, hey George.
Who's this?
Oh, this is the Ghost of Christmas Chris. Christmas Chris, did I say that right? That's a bit of a tongue twister. Are you sure you don't want to change it? Alright. Well, anyway, Chris here has been helping me out this holiday season.
What do you need him for when you got me?
Maybe because I can do this.
So what? I can do this.
I can see through walls.
So can I.
I can haunt the courtyard.
I can haunt the halls. I can make myself as big as King Kong.
I can make myself as big as Godzilla.
Well, I can reenact a scene from Ghost.
Can you get this penny out of my face?
Well, I can reenact the scene from Ghostbusters. It's time for me to show you the door.
Oh yeah? You and whose army?
Fellas, is this any way for holiday spirits to behave?
I guess you're right.
Alright, come on, show a little Christmas cheer. That's much better. And I'm glad we got that squared away, because honestly, you're not the only two ghosts helping me out this year.
I'm not gonna fight with him.
Welcome back. Well, as I was telling you, Ebenezer Scrooge, who's a popular character during Christmas time, has nothing on a real-life person, Oliver Cromwell. Oliver Cromwell was an English soldier and statesman. When he and his Puritan forces took over England in 1645, they vowed to rid it of decadence, and as a part of their effort, canceled Christmas. It wasn't until Charles II was restored to power that the popular holiday returned. In fact, the Puritan beliefs of the Pilgrims who came to America were so ingrained that Christmas was actually outlawed in Boston from 1659 to 1681. Who knew? Okay, with that, I want to get right to our special guest. As I said, he flew in specially for this program, directly from the North Pole, and he is none other than Santa Claus. Santa, welcome to the program.
Oh, ho, ho. Thank you for having me.
Now, I understand that you brought some letters from actual children. As we all know, during this time, children all over the world send letters to you, and they want them answered. Many of them are very heartfelt. They come from different situations, and I'm sure many of the letters are just break your heart. I can just imagine. But I understand that you brought some actual letters from children that are a little bit more lighthearted. So if you would, why don't you take time and share some of those with us?
I would be happy to. First one we have here is from Angie. She's 8 years old.
Okay.
She writes, Dear Santa, I hear you're coming to town. If you do, please stop at my house. I have a pole to secure your reindeer. How thoughtful.
At least she's thinking about it.
This time Comet won't wander off.
Right. Nice.
I have another one here from slightly older, 11-year-old Evan.
Okay.
He writes, Hello, Santa. Before I begin, I would like to tell you to give yourself a gift. The DVD P90X workout. You need to lose weight badly.
Richard Simmons has nothing on this kid.
Evan, I'm working on it.
That's awesome.
I'll get there.
I guess he wants to make sure you can fit down the chimney.
One would hope. They're narrower than you think.
That's great.
I have another one here, another 8-year-old. This one's from Lisa.
Okay.
Very short one, actually. She writes, Dear Santa, my brother says I'm stupid to write because you're not real. I hope you are.
Nice. Very nice.
I am.
Lisa, I can assure you, Santa's sitting right next to me. He is real.
I promise I will be there on Christmas. I have another one here from Tyree, age 9.
Okay.
He writes, Dear Santa, I want a hamster, a white puppy, and a bike. I also want a fat 14-karat gold rope and solid gold earrings. Run DMC is back again, I see.
Well, at least Tyree has his priorities right.
Apparently so.
Oh, my goodness.
Pretty sure I know which part of that list is more expensive.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'll work on it, Tyree.
Out of the mouths of babes.
I have one here from Brian, age 9. He writes, Dear Santa, my birthday is December 26th, and my whole family believes in you. I'd like a PlayStation and iPhone. Whatever you send, please sign it.
He's obviously holding out for the genuine article.
I would say so.
No department store Santa for Brian.
Genuine article, signature included.
Oh, jeez.
That can happen. Just don't put it on eBay, please. I have another one from Carol. She's 7 years old. Oh, she included the elves.
Oh, good.
That's nice. Thank you for that, Carol. It says, Dear Santa and elves, thanks for bringing the presents. When you mess up our floor, please try to clean it up. Carol, I apologize for that last year. We were in a bit of a rush, and I gave the elves a little bit too much eggnog before we went out that night. Oh, I have another one. I think you'll like this one. This one's from Bruce. He's also 8 years old. He writes, Dear Santa, our tree is in the basement rec room this year. So don't worry if you make noise. Dad said he won't go down and shoot you.
Oh, jeez.
The number of times that has happened.
You may want to send one of the elves down the chimney on that house.
I very well might, yes. I very well might.
You have your NRA card with you? Make sure it's displayed.
Licensed carrier. It's on the front.
Right.
Another one from 10-year-old Frank. He writes to me, Dear Santa, I want a trip to Club Med and a chain of toy stores. Your suit is out of style. Get a leather jacket, ripped jeans, and a dirty white t-shirt.
Oh, jeez.
You should see me on holiday.
Oh, my goodness. Mm-hmm. How old was he?
10-year-old.
10 years old.
10 years old. Club Med and a chain of toy stores.
Wow.
He's thinking ahead.
Evidently.
That's how you plan for a future there. Well done, Frank.
Oh, jeez.
So this one, another 10-year-old. This one from Paul. Slightly shorter list here. It says, Dear Santa, I'd like a Sky Viper drone, a puppy, and an electric shaver. Paul, you're 10. Why do you need an electric shaver? I hope it's not for the puppy.
Exactly. Exactly.
Really hope it's not for the puppy. Trust me, you can have mine if you want to. I clearly don't use it.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Let's see here. This one doesn't have an age. I don't know how this one came from.
All right.
It says, Dear Santa, I want a whole set of guns, and I want a rifle. Love, Max.
Now, there's the next president of the NRA.
I would say so.
Oh, my goodness.
I would say so. Guns and a rifle. You'd be surprised the number of times I get requests for those.
I can imagine.
It's quite a bit. Frighteningly so sometimes.
A popular item, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm. Especially with the young boys.
Wow.
I have an international one here from
Ah.
outside the States. So from Giancomo, age 9,
Okay.
an Italian boy, I'm guessing. It says, Dear Santa, we're going to be in Italy this year for Christmas. I would like a Ferrari and basketball. I also want a bike, and you should bring it to Pittsburgh.
I guess he wants to avoid customs.
I would not have thought of that.
No,
I would assume so.
There's
Ferrari, though.
there's a diversity, a Ferrari and a basketball. Which one's better?
You have to look good while you get to the court.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
A handmade Ferrari. I'll see what I can do.
Oh, that is awesome. Well, thank you, Santa, as always. We appreciate you being here with us and sharing some actual letters with the viewers. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Merry Christmas, Bethel Park. I'm Dave Cable, the director of BPTV, and I'm here to read for you the holiday classic, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. 'Twas the night before Christmas when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even, Oh, hey, George.
I'm not George. I'm the ghost of Christmas present.
I don't know, you look an awful lot like my volunteer George.
Well, you are gravely mistaken. I am a ghost.
All right then, Mr. Ghost of Christmas Present. Why don't you come up here on the hot seat and explain to me why you had to come in here and interrupt my holiday special.
I would just like to wish everybody in Bethel Park a Merry Christmas, a Happy Holidays, and a Happy New Year, and to remind you all to watch all the great holiday programming right here on BPTV.
You know, you didn't have to pretend to be a ghost to come in here and say that.
But I am a ghost.
So, do you think you could look a little more festive?
Sure.
You know, that's not too bad.
You should see some of my other tricks I got up my sleeve.
Welcome back. Well, I hope you enjoyed the little visit we had from Santa Claus. Again, we spare no expense and pull out all the stops here at Real Estate Roundup. And again, it's all for you, our loving, adoring audience. I want to switch back now a little bit to some actual matters that deal with real estate and the home. I think this is a good time to talk about. A lot of people talk about spring cleaning. When springtime comes along, you want to clean out the house. You're going to be opening up the windows, airing things out. But I want to talk a little bit more about winter cleaning. Actually, in my view, winter cleaning may be even more important than spring cleaning is. And let me tell you why and give you some information that may be helpful. The EPA estimates that air quality inside the home during the winter could be up to 5 times more polluted than the air outside. And this is due, obviously, to the buildup of dust and grime in our homes that have accumulated during the hot, dry days of the summer and fall. And during the winter, obviously, we have everything closed up in the home. This has nowhere to go. So it diminishes the air quality. Now, some tips for you to stay warm and breathe easier before locking down your home for those long winter months are as follows. Vacuum the dryer, heat and return vents. Clean all those out. You can have that professionally done. Quite honestly, you can do it yourself. Just use a regular vacuum, take the covers off, get the hose down in there, and it does wonders. Wash and disinfect the garbage cans, waste baskets, toilet brush holders. Again, very simple things, but it can go a long way toward increasing the air quality within the home. Vacuum the bottoms of furniture. Actually move the couch, move the chair. I know we all get complacent. We all hate to do it, but this is probably the best time to move things around and get underneath the furniture and clean that up real good. Behind the freezer and refrigerator, pull those out. Dust collects back there. You have a ton of dust bunnies. I have it, you have it, everybody has it. It's just something that happens. The winter months are a good time to get that done before you lock the house down. Change the furnace filter, obviously. You should probably be doing that year-round on a periodic basis, whether it's every 3 months, 6 months, whatever the case may be, depending on the furnace you have. But this is a great time to change the furnace filter. Clean the tops of doors, trim, artwork. Again, something that is very often overlooked. I guess the main thing here is to do a more thorough cleaning than what you may normally do throughout the course of the summer, the fall, more than just a light dusting. Actually clean that stuff off, get those dust bunnies, get the dust off, just be a little bit more thorough. Clean windows and ceiling fan blades. Again, you just want to do a little bit more thorough cleaning, get all the dust up, move furniture around, move the refrigerator around. You really want to do a better job of getting up all the dust before you lock down the house for the winter. In addition, some other winter basics. Winterize the doors leading to the outside and garage. Helps keep the house warm, be more efficient for energy costs. Clean the gutters, good time to do it while the weather is still relatively balmy and you're not freezing out there. Schedule a furnace tune-up. Disconnect hoses. Winterize the lawn irrigation systems. This is something that oftentimes goes overlooked. I know several times when my wife and I in the springtime have gone to list a home that has an irrigation system, we've run into problems because the homeowner just either forgot or didn't do anything over the winter. The pipes froze. Not so much the pipes underground, but a lot of times the sprinkler heads would be damaged. So that's something, if you have a sprinkler system, you definitely don't want to neglect. Replace wicks and air filters in the humidifier. Cover the air conditioning unit if you have a cover. Quite frankly, at my home, I cover the unit every year. My parents' home, their unit is, my gosh, it's probably 40 years old, and I don't think we've ever covered the unit, and it's lasted forever. So take that one with a grain of salt, but if you have a cover, put it over it. Close the storm windows, obviously. Insulate attic, pull down, and staircase. It is amazing how much air comes in through the attic, through the pull down staircase. Take a little bit of time. It will take you maybe 10 minutes. You go to the hardware store and you buy some of that sticky rubber sealer and you put it around there, and it really does wonders. At the very least, glue a little bit of weather stripping or tear an old blanket or something and glue it around. Anything to kind of seal up that space. But it is really amazing how much air comes down through the attic stairwell. So, just some basic common sense things that you want to do to kind of winterize your home, make things a little bit more efficient, make the air within the home a lot more breathable, so as not to continue with the dust buildup and things of that nature. Easy tips, easy to do, but again, like a lot of things, we neglect to do it. So just some tips that you may want to take heed of. So with that, I want to check back in with our guest one more time. We have a little bit more time. So Santa, again, I want to thank you for coming. What are some of the things, everybody talks about, I want this from Santa, I want that from Santa, but I don't think anybody ever stops to ask you, what do you do for Christmas? What are things that you like for Christmas? What do you ask Mrs. Claus for?
Good questions. Not many people actually ask. Well, Christmas is obviously a very busy time for me.
Sure.
So most of the time it's work. Granted, the work is very rewarding. It's a lot of fun. And it's important to try and spread the Christmas spirit as far as I possibly can. That in itself is its own reward. Being able to see all the happiness and joy and people more full of life than they normally are through the wear and tear of the rest of the year. Seeing that really does make me happier than just about anything else. But after all is said and done, some hot chocolate and a nap would be wonderful.
like most of us.
Like most of us. Just quiet the elves down for a little while. I need to sleep.
Now, is there, once the Christmas holiday is over and things have calmed down, is there a favorite place that you like to go on vacation, just to unwind?
Cancun.
Cancun?
You really don't want to see this in a Speedo.
No, I
like I said, I love the beach every once in a while. And you need a break from the freezing cold of the poles. You really do.
So I'm guessing Santa's on the beach in a one-piece?
Usually.
That is awesome. Now, what do the reindeer usually do during the off season? Do they just graze like other reindeer, or is there a special place that you send them, or what happens with the reindeer?
We give them a bit of a holiday. They have some time to themselves. They can, they graze, they relax for the most part. The elves give them a little pampering, clean them up a little bit now and then, and overall just make sure they're happy and they're content. They get their own Christmas break.
Nice.
After we're all done working. But eventually, they get a little antsy. They don't like being cooped up so much. So we organize, send them off to the races.
Nice.
And so they'll chase each other around. It's good for their health. It keeps the heart pumping, keeps them moving, keeps them fit, so that they're ready to go for next year's run.
That's an awesome idea. Now, do you ever vacation with some of your buddies, like the Easter Bunny or anything like that, or is it pretty much just you and Mrs. Claus?
We have a seasonal card game.
Oh, nice.
Every change of the seasons, we like to get together. We have a little feast of our own. And we normally have a running card game.
Awesome.
The Easter Bunny cheats, by the way.
The insights of Santa. The insights of Santa. Well, thank you very much. Again, we appreciate you taking the time to join us, and we will definitely see you here next year.
It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Fantastic. With that, I want to end on a holiday note with a saying or a quote. I guess a quote is a better idea or a better term for it. And this is from Calvin Coolidge, former President Calvin Coolidge. And he said, "Christmas is not a time nor a season, but a state of mind. To cherish peace and goodwill, to be plenteous in mercy, is to have the real spirit of Christmas." I want to wish you and yours a very, very happy holiday, a safe holiday. I want to thank you for watching this year. The letters that we get are a testament that the show is something that you want to see. So that always is very warm and deep to my heart and something that I take very seriously. If this wasn't a show that you, the audience, cared about or wanted to see, I wouldn't do it anymore. But obviously from the letters that we do receive, it tells me that this is something that you enjoy, you find it helpful, hopefully at times maybe entertaining. But whatever the case may be, it tells me that you're watching, which I'm very, very grateful for. So with that, have a wonderful end to 2016. Ring in 2017 with health, happiness, and good cheer. And we will see you again next month. Take care. Thanks for watching as always.